can I ask you, as somebody who's come from, as we started this interview out, come from being a personal trainer, starting a business yourself, how is it? What should somebody be focused, or what does somebody need to be focused on as a young personal trainer working for themselves, perhaps, or working in a gym where they're looking after their business? What are the important things to focus on?
So if you're asking me what makes a good personal trainer, a successful good personal trainer, I guess that's what you're asking me. There has to be something innate in the person, something natural in the person. A great book that has nothing to do with exercise. It's called Setting the Table by Danny Meyer. Danny Meyer is a restaurateur, a very successful restaurateur in New York, but he's expanded out of the country, out of the city. You know, very, very, very. Everyone in New York City knows who Danny Meyer is. He wrote a book called Setting the Table, which is all about hospitality and customer service. And of course, he's a restaurateur, so that's very important to have good customer service. And he talked about hiring waitresses and waiters, and he talked about how there are people that have it, and there are people that don't. So the first thing that I ask that I would recommend to a personal trainer, if they're thinking about getting into personal training, is to be very honest with their self-assessment and ask themselves, do I naturally connect with people? If you don't naturally connect with people, maybe accounting or law or whatever, you know, where you're not so customer facing all the time, and you're not having to constantly listen and to people and adjust to different types of personalities. If you don't have that innate ability to care about that, then it's probably not the best business for you. Your ability to communicate is absolutely the most important thing to as a trainer. Do you know can you take an idea that's kind of abstract and explain it to somebody that would understand it? Do you have the ability, like Carl Sagan, right, who can explain astronomy to the layperson? He's one of the best examples of somebody that can take really abstract ideas and have anybody understand what it's about. You know, so I always refer to, can you Carl Sagan it? You know, if you can Carl Sagan concepts, if you can take the minutia that we've been talking about in exercise and talk about myokines and anti-inflammatory things and periodization, and talk about slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers and phenotypes and genotypes, and you can take this information that we're spending so much time trying to learn about and explain to a client why we're doing this with those things in mind, for them to go, wow, that's really cool. Then you probably going to do very well in this business. Communication and that innate ability to connect with people.
From a business perspective, is there anything
Yeah.
that you find is also valuable to focus on?
From a business, well, you know, the thing is, I'm a reluctant entrepreneur. I'm a scientist by trade. I'm not a natural entrepreneur. So I'm an entrepreneur because, as I like to joke around, nobody else would hire me. I'm an entrepreneur because I have this idea that I wanted to kind of spread. It was really important to me. So despite my natural introverted personality, I went against my comfort. I went out of my comfort zone because I was so passionate about this paradigm shift. So I guess the best business advice somebody like me can give somebody else is basics in business are important. Knowing how to keep books, knowing how to look at a profit and loss statement and have common sense with your expenses and stuff like that, but that's all learnable, right? The real thing is, for me, is do you have the passion for it? I mean, it's not just the passion. It's, do you have the passion for it? Are you good at it? You know, I mean, that helps too. If you're a good trainer and you have the passion for it, and you can explain it, I mean, that's the key to business. I mean, like the, dollars and cents, what to charge, how to market. I've learned that over the years by making a lot of mistakes, and every market's different. So I don't think I'm the best person to ask for business advice, but I don't care. With all the business advice you can get from lawyers, accountants, business managers, none of that will matter if you don't know how to connect with people, and if you're truly not passionate about what you're doing. All my trainers that have been successful, myself and all the trainers that I know around the country, the most successful ones just eat, live, and sleep this stuff. They just eat, live, and sleep. I know some trainers are the worst business people in the world, but they're still making a living because they eat, live, and sleep. There's always going to be a market for somebody that really knows what they're doing, that's really good at what they do. Now, as far as scaling it up and becoming this worldwide leader and becoming Arthur Jones or something like that, I don't know. I don't know how to do that myself. Maybe it'll happen, but I wouldn't be able to guide somebody how to really operate a big enterprise or try to become an enterprise.